TIFU Deep Regrets. I'm 38F, by userflick56. TIFU. I'm going away with my new BF for our first getaway together. Dublin. Beautiful hotel booked. Last night I got zero sleep, migraine. Managed to get through work. Came home and decided to prep my undercarriage for the naughty weekend away. I usually have pubic hair. I decided to go for fully bald. I applied Veet as per instructions. Slathering it on, legs akimbo on my bed, feeling kinda saucy. Within 30 seconds, my mons pubis became a FUPA. Flaming upper pussy area. The pain was sudden and searing. My bathroom is on the middle floor of the house, and I usually don't walk around naked. But I John Wayne speed walked down those stairs butt naked, my middle-aged giblets flubbering around like raw steak covered in smoking white paste, my 12-week-old kitten freaking out as if I'd put a snake next to her. I flop my charring meat into the sink and try to rinse it off, the pain of even cool water touching it making me squeak for the Lord. Only, Veet is greasy and slippery AF. It won't simply rinse. I desperately grabbed the Veet scraper and tried to use it to remove the godforsaken creme d'oeau acid off my mound. One light scrape and I scream out so loudly that my ears ring. Now my pus is bleeding. And the hair is still there. So I jump in the shower, cold water. End up laying legs apart, wheezing and panting as if I'm crowning a lava baby. Eventually the cream is all off and the water isn't helping anymore, I'm gasping from pain. I go downstairs and apply hydrocortisone cream, take some painkillers, put on my underwear and shove half a wrapped frozen ciabatta down the front. Sweet, icy, sourdough. You are the only thing getting into my underwear this weekend. Please send thoughts and prayers for when I have to pee. P.S. I'm burned from mons to arse, and everything in between. P.S. I'm a nurse, so I know how to treat the burn and watch for infection. Going away for a sexy weekend. Used hair remover. Scalded off my crotch. Now can't even pee without screaming. TIFU by telling my US girlfriend that she wasn't Irish, by user Entropic Penguin. Yesterday. My, UK, GF, USA, has ancestry from Ireland from when they came over 170 years ago during the Irish potato famine. So far as I can tell, whomever that person was must have been the last person from her family to have stepped foot in Ireland. Closest any of them have ever been to Ireland was when her grandfather went to fight in Vietnam. Nonetheless, her family are mighty proud of their Irish heritage. They name a clan and talk about their tartans and some other stuff that I've never heard Emerald Isle folks actually talking about. Anyway, I know how most people from Ireland appear to react when it comes to this stuff. To cut a long story short, Irish people in Ireland don't exactly consider Irish Americans to be Irish. I made the cardinal sin of thinking it would be a good idea to mention this. I tried to tell her that people from Ireland like to joke about Irish Americans. For example, one I heard recently, "How do you piss of an American? Tell them they're not Irish." She didn't react too well to this, like I'd just uttered a horrendous slight against the good name of herself, her heritage and her family. I tried to deflect and say like, it's not me, it's how people in Ireland see it. But it didn't help much tbh. I fucked up even more though. I try to de-escalate and make her not feel so bad about it by saying things like it doesn't really matter where you're from and stuff, borders are just imaginary lines anyway. Things like that. She was still pissy, and that's when I said, maybe it's like an identity thing? How you feel about yourself and how you want to represent yourself is up to you. She hit the roof. She took it being like I was comparing it to trans issues and implying that she wasn't a real Irish person. She's fine now, she knows deep down it's not really important and that I'd feel the same way about her no matter where she's from. I said to her that the mainlanders would probably accept her if she could drink the locals under the table and gave a long speech about how much she hates the British. I'm sure she'll get her citizenship in no time. TLDR, I told my girlfriend she wasn't Irish. This made her mad. I then inadvertently implied she wasn't a real Irish person by subconsciously comparing her identity issues to those experienced in the transgender community, which only served to piss her off more. Note: neither myself nor my GF hold any resentment or animosity towards the transgender or larger LGBTQ community. We're both allies and the topic arose as a result of me implying that she was transracial. Edit cause it's needed, hesitant face. I know a lot of us are very passionate about some of the issues raised by my fuck up, but do remember Rule 6, people are people. We might not necessarily agree with each other, but the least we could do is be nice and have respect for people. So me and my GF had a minor disagreement related to her identity, of which I am somewhat at fault for not taking into account her own sense of self and what that meant to her. On the whole though, it wasn't like some massive explosion or anything which I think some people have the impression like it was. We very quickly were able to move on because neither of us actually care enough to consider this a hill to die on. I'm not with her because of where she's from, I'm with her because she's kick-ass, because I enjoy every second I'm with her and because being with her, so far as I can tell, makes me a better person. Fucked if I know what she sees in me, but if I can do half for her what she does for me, I'll consider that a win. I didn't fuck up because I was or wasn't wrong about her being Irish or not. I fucked up because I clearly went the wrong way about bringing up the not really an issue and obliviously acting insensitive about something that clearly meant a lot more to her than it does to me. Her feelings and her confidence in herself matter. It's not my place to dictate to her how she feels about anything, especially herself. I know my girlfriend isn't Irish in the sense that myself and most Europeans have come to understand it. I know when many Americans say they are ex-national, they are really referring to their ancestry. Frankly, what I care about more than anything is that she's happy and that she knows she's loved for who she is. If that means accepting and loving her for how she sees herself, then fuck it. She's Irish. TIFU by starting an intercontinental race war based on the semantic differences in relation to ethnic and cultural heritage. Potato potato. Second edit. Unless you have something personal related to me or some of the things I'm personally interested, could you please not message me directly with your arguments on why not someone is or isn't X, I will not respond. If I haven't made it clear enough already, I categorically do not care where you are from or where you believe yourself to be from. The issue itself isn't a big deal to me, where you are from isn't something that comes into my calculus when I'm working out what to think of you as a person. I wasn't exactly being assertive to my girlfriend to force the idea that she isn't Irish upon her because personally, I really couldn't give a leprechaun's worth of piss on the issue. I brought the issue to her by referencing my own observations of how many I've seen over here and not in the US react on the issue. Part of what motivated me was knowing what people can be like and how some shitheads might use it as an excuse to harass her and cause her grief. For proof of this, look no further than the comments itself. I've seen a lot of comments from people agreeing with me that she isn't Irish and stuff and then going on to talk shit on my partner, as if me and her are in opposite corners of some imaginary boxing ring. Like, what kind of fentanyl-laced PCP are you smoking to think I'm gonna get props from this? Like, oh, thank you for agreeing with me on a point I don't actually care about. You must be right. I should totally leave the love of my life who has brought me so much happiness for the past 4 years because some random stranger on the internet I've only just met said so. Brew, if I haven't made it clear already, I'm crazy about this woman, and if it makes her happy then she's Irish for all I care. Chill the fuck out. Take a step back. Where you're from and what you look like mean nothing compared to who you are as a person. Whether you're Irish, American, or Irish American, if you're a prick about it, I'm just gonna identify you as an asshole. And I'm not English. I was born in Central America and raised in Britain, various places. My mum's side is all Latino. My dad's side is all Cornish. My ethnicity and where I'm from doesn't change anything of what I've been saying. If you want to criticize something I've said, criticize the fundamental nature of the argument, or perhaps even the way I went about something. Jumping straight to, English person can't tell me what to do is both racist and fucking stupid. Apart from the crazies and the genealogy jihadis, there have actually been a number of pretty decent people in the comments on both sides and none. To those people, I want to thank you for being the grown-ups in the room. Yet I fucked up by being insensitive about the way I handled the situation. I honestly think I fucked up more by writing this stupid post though. Like I said before, I care more about her well-being than proving some dumb point. Her being happy is infinitely more important than me needing to be right about this. She isn't being an asshole either, I know that, but need to state it for the stupids out there, how she feels is more than valid and, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to the grown-ups in the room, she has every right to feel about herself the way she wants to, and I have no right to take that away from her, even if I am trying to protect her from the fuckwits that want to crucify her for it. If she says she's Irish, I'm gonna smile and nod along and say that she's Irish using the American definition of the word. It means nothing to me learning to speak another language, but getting to the point where we don't understand each other would crush me. I'm kinda done with this post now, as it's mostly just devolved into a toxic sludge fest of people being hateful over other people's linguistic differences. Talking is this really great strategy, you should try it sometime. I'm gonna leave you with a quote I got from one of the comments that I liked that I think kind of sums up how I feel about all this. Please take it steady, Don't get worked up by this, either side. If you find yourself getting riled up or insulting people you disagree with here, you've taken it too far. So, sure, saying you're Irish when you've never been there is a little cringy. But laughing as you knock the plastic shamrock out of their hands isn't a great look either. TIFU by washing my clothes in fabric softener for 6 months, by usership at 444. I'll preface this by saying it has not been a good day overall, but this was the last straw. 6 months ago I bought what I thought was a large bottle of laundry detergent. I got it from Ollie's. For those who haven't been to one, it's a discount store with very random items, for all of $5, and maybe that should have been my first warning. But of course, I think nothing of its cheapness, and set to work using it. Life got rough, lost a job, and mental health issues meant that I never thought twice about my purchase, even when I started feeling a film on all of my clothes. I have ASD, so I figured the filmy feeling wasn't actually a big deal and I was just noticing it more than most, and I was probably just using too much soap, so I tried to more diligent in measuring when I ran my laundry. No luck, but I just figured I'd buy a different brand whenever I ran out and that this one wasn't great. It's Downy, for reference. I've been dog sitting, and said dog peed on my floor a few times, so I borrowed a carpet cleaner from my sister once the dog was picked up. She brought it over and was helping me set it up, which includes adding in a little bit of laundry soap. I pull out the bottle, she sees the pink cap, and goes, "No, that fabric softener." I argue that there's no way, I've been using it for months, I would know if it was fabric softener. We start looking at the bottle, and in the smallest words ever, it says laundry softener. No big lettering, no other labeling, nada. So, turns out I've been using fabric softener to wash my clothes, and only fabric softener. Now I have to go buy some actual laundry detergent and wash everything I own. TLDR, didn't read the bottle that I thought was laundry detergent close enough, have been washing all of my clothes in solely fabric softener for 6 months. TIFU by stringing along a girl, by user Diramisu_Dodal. I'm 21M, 5'8" and met this girl, 21F, in university. I initially am interested in her, but once I checked her story highlights which had her pointing out what she like in a man, she prefer men above 6 feet, I decided to back off and be only friends. I respect everyone for having a preferences and won't force someone to like me. We've been friends for a year now, and for New Year she asked me if we can finally become official. We have never once been on date or have sex, so this came out of nowhere for me. I come to view her as a friend, so I rejected her, stating although I originally approached her for romantic interest, I learned that she prefer tall men, so I stopped pursuing her and want to only be friends. She's angry at me for stringing her along and that I knew better than that. She's not as shallow like that she does prefer tall men, but that's not only the necessary criteria. We ended up arguing in front of our friend group, so I decided to return to my dorm. I didn't even know we were in a situationship. I honestly thought she viewed me as a friend, and now I'm frustrated on what to do. TLDR, I decided not to pursue a girl because I didn't fit her preferences. Now she's angry for deciding that she didn't like me myself. TIFU by buying seeds off of eBay, by user Pokiat. Definitely my fault for buying seeds from an untrustworthy source. Consider this largely a warning post. I bought a bee-friendly flower seed bomb from eBay. It seemed cute, and advertised having my favorite in, mother of pearl poppies. Seed bombs are a ball of seeds in clay or paper, sometimes in a cute shape, that you throw into your garden and will grow. It's a bit of a novelty way to garden if you don't mind where the plants end up. Instead of getting my beautiful bee-friendly plants, I got a lovely garden of datura, wolfsbane, nightshade, and Himalayan balsam, alongside a few more unidentified plants. For those who don't know, the first 3 are incredibly toxic, and the last one is very, very invasive. Thankfully I caught it before it grew too much, but it was very clearly meant to ruin my garden and possibly even kill any curious children or pets. Thankfully I recognized it, but if a pet ate it, it could have ended really badly. Lesson learned, eBay page reported, no more eBay seeds for me. This was about 2 years ago now, just recalled the story. TLDR, bought a bee-friendly flower seed bomb, turned out to be deadly and invasive plants.